Hello and welcome to Tales from the Toilet Bowl and the Kitchen Table.
Another one.
And we haven't got tea this time. We've got flavoured coffee and it's nutty hazelnut.
Oh, and Leanne, the question you asked me was what ones have I got? The Disney books. I've got Once Upon a Time. I've got As Old as Time and Let It Go. And they're the only ones that I've got at the moment. And Mistress of Darkness, but that's not with that lot.
Let it go.
So, yeah.
Let it go.
Now look what's happened.
I can't hold it.
We went to the laundrette
Oh,
today.
that's eventful.
You can tell them why I'm in hysterics. That was funny.
First of all, we're in the laundrette and this bloke.
Oi, be careful.
And he was the most miserable individual I've ever seen.
I lost a thong. I nearly lost a thong as well.
He was like, I was going, excuse me, love, I've got to get through my trolley. I've got my four-wheel trolley there.
He didn't say excuse me. He went, can you get out of the way?
And I said, excuse me to me.
And he told me to get out of the way. No please or anything, just get out of the way.
I'll move the trolley. Now that tells you that I'm going to move the trolley. So he parked his trolley near the dryers. So I thought, well, I'll put the trolley by the counter where it's not bothering anyone. Silly bong Burke stepped back into my trolley and fell over backwards and landed in my trolley.
Now, our trolley is not that strong.
So I've grabbed his arm because I was thinking my trolley.
Spike isn't that strong.
There was no consideration for him in this act. I was thinking, my trolley.
No, I know. Spike's not that strong.
So I've grabbed his arm.
Spike's the trolley, by the way.
So he couldn't actually go all the way over because I had him by the arm. And I sort of got him like this. Like that. So he couldn't actually go, he couldn't physically go anywhere. So he's doing this sort of like swan's dive backwards like that with one leg.
It's quite funny.
And I'm going, and then he's having a go at me.
He did.
And he goes, well, I turned around and the trolley was there in front of me. I said, well, it was in front of you, you would have seen it was behind you. I went, yeah, it was right behind me. And I went to step back and I went, I told you I was moving the trolley. And the laundrette man who came to my rescue, he took the trolley and put it by the window.
And that bloke, he came back when we put our stuff in the dryer. And oh my God, what a bloody show he put on. My mum said, can you, I need to get my trolley. So he moved over the other side of the shop, grumpy face. And then she got our trolley and he moved back where the trolley was. And the dirty looks he was giving us.
But on the upside, the man in the laundrette said, you don't usually come in here with all that makeup on, do you? I went, no, well, we're doing videos now and we've just finished filming, so I just couldn't be bothered to take the makeup off. And he said, I look 20.
And I must say something, I am very impressed with the work the teachers are doing on high school students, because did you know he told me today it wasn't Halloween?
I would have given him an answer. But the thing is, there was outside the shop, and there was one outside the shop and one inside the shop. And they were shouting to each other. So the woman behind the counter couldn't hear a word I was saying. So I turned around and I went, shh. And one turned around to the other one and went, that lady had to go at you. I didn't, I went, shh.
But I think that's really good, that the teachers are actually telling them what, that
yeah,
it's
but
not
in
Halloween
all
yet.
honesty, the teachers weren't there to monitor what
No,
they were
I'm
doing
just
on the
saying,
way.
they
They've
must
taught them the day.
teach them, yeah, so well done.
And as for those people who say Halloween is cancelled,
You can't cancel a date.
you can't cancel a day. And dead people don't read. And what is
Or Halloween's
Hallow?
Eve.
Oh, Hallows Eve, the day when the dead come walk the earth. Dead people don't read, to my knowledge.
What, are they going to have to wear a coronavirus mask?
That would be so funny.
Just seen 2 magpies. Yes! Thank you, magpies. I love you.
That would be so
There's
funny.
3. Oh, holy crap.
3 for a girl.
I'm not pregnant. Look, can you see them? There's one in the tree and there's 2 there on the roof. See them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah! Thank you. Love you, magpies. Because that must mean that I'm probably... There's 4. Probably still going to
A
Germany.
boy.
In Germany.
Yeah.
So,
So,
I'm not pregnant.
Yeah, so the man in the laundry told me I looked like I was 20, which I was really, really impressed about because I didn't look 20, but if his eyes are telling him I'm 20, then I'm 20. He said I look very beautiful today as well, which
No.
he never normally says that. He usually gives me a cup of tea.
There's no news on what's going on with Germany. I know that if you're in Australia,
We're not in Australia.
I know if you're in Australia, you can't go to Germany. But they're saying COVID-19, don't travel. Yeah, do I listen to that? No. So the planes are still flying. I'm going. I wear my mask. I'll do what I'm told to do. But if I can still get into Germany,
Well, so we're going to be on lockdown next week.
yes, I won't be here next week. I'll be in Germany next week. But my friend Michelle did say that.
We're all going to die.
No, say we're all gonna. That's next. That's when we're on the plane. She did say that if we are in Germany at the time, there may be some problems. There may be some problems with us getting home. I don't care. I have nothing to come. Well, I do Andy Boy, but I don't have any engagements or anything that I've actually got to come home for.
She's going to raise your spirits and sing a song. We're all going to die. We're all going to die.
And I'll be going 100 bombs sitting on the wall.
And I was saying to Kaylee yesterday, I said, me and Michelle would be the worst people to play Cards Against Humanity with.
Yeah.
I don't really laugh at jokes.
Oh, you do sometimes. I have come up with some stuff on there.
It has been a crack occasionally, but as a general rule, I'm like...
But she doesn't get it.
And Michelle is like this all the time.
Although I have made her laugh.
And when she played it, when her ex was here, he would laugh at anything.
Yeah.
So he's rolling up at everything.
There's another magpie, that's 5.
And at one point,
there's another one. 6.
At one point, I went, can we pause the game because I've got to go to the loo? And he was laughing again, and I was like...
6 magpies.
Silver.
Gold.
Oh yeah, gold.
Way.
I'm going to get some gold in Germany.
I don't know. I don't know, would you consider a relationship as gold?
No.
No. So, I don't know. That's really strange. Maybe I'm going to get some more money for... Because my mum, she went to the shop the other day on Friday and the money came out for it yesterday. And I didn't check her bank because she said, I've definitely got the money in there for the wash. Fine. Now, I was going to get my nails done before I went away and now I've decided against it because I don't want to go to town. That's the only reason I don't want to go to town. And also I thought, give me more money for Berlin. Yeah, this didn't go to plan because she didn't have the money in her bank. I had to pay for the washing. So now I don't have any extra money to take to Berlin with me because the money that I was going to spend on my nails now went on the washing. So, yeah, it's great.
But I love Zippy's dry cleaners.
I know you do.
And laundrette.
But what I'm going to have to do, this is the annoying thing, right? Because you need to get your money changed up before you go. This is what always annoys me because now... we're booking our insurance and our coach before we go, like literally like the day before, because we're having this massive issue with flights and such. So, so we're booking our flight, our flight's booked. We're booking our insurance and our coach trip like the day before we go, which is a bank holiday, which is stupid. So this is where the problem strikes. I got to get all my money changed up, but I can't change it. I've got to leave about £20 not changed up because you can do the coach on your card, you can do the insurance on your card. I need to get a cab to Stratford. Then I want to get my mocha because I always have a mocha, always when I go to the airport. So I have to have my mocha. So I can't really get it changed up there because if you pay with euros, then the exchange rate and you get less back. So. It's not cool, is it?
No.
And sometimes I don't even take euros in Stansted, so in any airport. So I don't know. And it's even if any coffee places are open, and they better be, because I can't fly without a coffee. I turn into a monster. It's horrible.
Because you're about to go.
Yeah, I will be if I don't get my coffee.
Watching that trailer again, it always gets to me.
I have to have my coffee, especially as I've got to leave here at about 2 a.m.
So, has anybody seen any good horror films lately? And if they have, can they please comment the title?
We watched one, Evil Eye. That was pretty good.
Yeah, watched 3. I watched The Lie, which was complete and utter tosspots because I know that children, when they're about 4 or 5, do this death ray scream, and it's horrible. And you see one of them kids do that death ray scream, and you know how it drills into your brain, and you're like,
Yeah.
but when a 15-year-old does it, it really does not have the same effect.
It wouldn't,
You just
because your
want
voice
to,
is broken.
You just want to smack them a lot.
Because it's not true what they say. Boys are not the only ones whose voice breaks.
No, because if that was the case, I'd be going around talking like this.
So would I.
That's
Toto, don't pin it, mine. That's what I'd be saying. So,
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, because I could probably be able to talk. I'd still be like that. I had a
I
very
know-
high pitched voice when I was little.
I know some people have still got a voice like that, so.
Their voices didn't break. Mine did.
But yes, girls' voices do break as well as boys. So
Yeah. So when they say that they don't, that's a lie.
it's a complete and utter lie. Lies, it's all lies. Yeah, but I saw The Lie.
Can I
Was
just say you
this-
something though? Right, people wonder why I call my mother Ursula. She doesn't exactly look like Ursula, but she says these two phrases.
Babies! You beasts!
Ursula.
Poor unfortunate soul.
We have 3 now. And that is why she is Ursula. And when we watch The Little Mermaid, because I'm half Ariel, half Snow White at the moment. This is what
the
I
old
say.
witch.
Sea witch. Sea
I
witch.
don't have tentacles.
But this side is Ariel. And when I had all red hair, the little girl at the airport said I'm like Ariel. And I was like, oh!
I don't have tentacles.
So, I'm Ariel and she's Ursula. And we will sit there watching it. And she's saying Ursula's lines as Ursula. It's quite worrying. And then I start singing Part of Your World.
It's what I say to the cats, though. I always go, babies!
You call them beasts
And
as
then
well?
when they're being horrible, it's you beasts! Oh. Baby. Baby.
That's it. There's only... Oh, hang on. No, I thought it was Gremlin's towel, but if it was, she'd be squished. This is there. She'd have the potatoes on top of her. It's
And
not.
today
It's
I
a
had
broom.
smashing time on the eggs.
Oh, no, it was yesterday.
Yesterday I had smashing.
Was it this morning? I can't remember.
I went,
No, it was this morning, yeah,
I went
'cause
to get
noodles.
some chicken out of the fridge and the eggs decided to slide out as well.
Yeah, so now we have 6 eggs.
No, we haven't. We've got 2 eggs.
Why have we got 2 eggs?
Because he had 2 with his dinner.
Yeah, that would leave us 4 eggs.
We had 4 eggs.
No, we didn't. We had 6 eggs.
Did
There's
we?
2 in the little chiller thing at the top.
Oh.
So, yeah, okay, we have 4 eggs. And, yeah. I had to put the rest of them in a jug and we had...
But anyway, as I was saying,
Hang on, we had egg fried noodles this morning.
as I was saying, I watched The Lie, which I didn't rate that much.
I didn't watch that one. I
We
was
watched
asleep.
The Evil Eye, which was really,
That
really
was
good.
good.
And then we watched, I can't remember what the last one was called.
I don't know. It was about music.
It was a Blumhouse one, and it really wasn't that good.
I mean, I love Blumhouse. Blumhouse do some really good films.
But these were directed by Jason Blumhouse, but they were at Amazon Prime Films.
Right, so you have The Invisible Man, which is Blumhouse, which is really, really good. We watched that at cinema. You have Fantasy Island, which is epic, and that's by Blumhouse. Most Blumhouse films that I really enjoy, but I don't know what was going on with that one. It was
I
really
mean,
weird.
she didn't really want to watch Evil Eye, but she did, and she enjoyed that one.
I like that one.
But the other 2 Blumhouse films that are actually on Amazon Prime at the moment are not that good.
I think they're doing some more, though.
Can you please tell me? Yeah, they've done. They've got whisker or something.
No, you've got a smudge of makeup.
Oh, that's okay. Can't see them. So if anyone has seen a horror film that is really, really good, can you let us know in the comments so as we can give it a watch?
Stay Alive. If you're a gamer, watch Stay Alive. Please watch Stay Alive. It is an amazing film. And when we first watched it, it was like, that game is going to be crap. We were so wrong. It is so good. It's about
The
Countess Bathright. And she's a game graphic, but she's not a game graphic. You just watch it. It is really, really good. And she kills people in the most weirdest of ways. So you need to
So
watch it.
that is.
And it's got the guy at Malcolm in the Middle in it, and he's really funny.
Because it was one of those I bought in Asda on impulse because I thought, well, it might be worth watching. It's an horror film. We thought it was going to be a bit naff. But
When she started, she's like, it's about games. Oh. It was like, well, just give it a chance, give it a chance. And it was like, okay. And we started watching it, it's like,
ooh. And we were getting
we
really into
really
it.
love
and
it.
then we were
It's really
cheering them
good.
on. But,
you bought like what, 3 copies of it and they were all buggered?
yeah.
And the one that we've got now is buggered because there's a whole bit in it where someone gets killed. And it's the bird that I can't actually stand who gets killed, so I want to watch it and I can't because it cuts out.
Leanne managed to watch it all the way through.
I have seen it all the way through,
So have I.
but that's how I know she dies. But I can't watch
We'll
it.
have to sit there and try and clean that disc.
Her name's October and she does my head in. You don't like her much, do you?
No. So, yeah, if you've seen a really good horror film, just drop the title of it in the comments and we will watch it because I'm on my own Halloween this year.
I'm not.
Not on my own.
You're not, you've
Yeah,
got Mark.
Halloween.
Come on, you've got
Come
Mark.
on,
All you have to do is look over and you get
That's
scared.
the worst horror film there is.
Exactly.
I'm alone this Halloween.
But it's fine because she gets these weird noises and you don't know where they come from because it's the cats.
Yeah, but I'm on my own, so please give me some horror films to watch, some horror film titles.
I mean, I
Scare
don't
myself.
really know what's going to happen. I think that I will probably be out partying and then have to leave at 11 o'clock.
I've been waiting for a long time to see the Blair Witch Project.
It's crap though.
I know it's crap though, but I hadn't seen it.
Possession films don't interest me.
And I was watching it, and all of a sudden my daughter put her headphones on. She went, "It's so good, it's so good." She made me jump out my skin.
This coming from the one who goes, I don't jump. She crapped herself.
I don't normally jump during a horror film.
She actually screamed as well. She went, ah!
Yeah, but how often do I actually jump at a horror film?
Not usually, but she freaked out
On
when
occasion I do. But,
I went, so cool.
well, what about you? I mean, that
Woman in Black.
Woman in Black, yeah. The woman in black went, ah, and she looked back and screamed back.
There was a bit, and she's in the mirror and the window, and he's looking out the window, and then her face goes, ah, and I went, ah! But that was because I wasn't expecting it. That's what they call a jump scare. It didn't make me jump, it just made me scream. So.
I mean, the thing is, I don't usually jump at horror films. It's very, very hard to make me jump during a horror film. When Mark took me to see it for my birthday, I very nearly jumped at one point. Very nearly, but I didn't.
But to be honest, the remakes of the films that they're doing now are just crap.
Yeah.
What was going on with Pet Sematary?
I honestly didn't know what was going on with it.
Right, okay, first of all, it wasn't the girl that died, it was the boy. Right?
That was in the book, the boy died, the toddler.
He died
Not
in
the
the
older
original
boy.
film as well.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
Right.
saying the differences.
What was his name?
Gage.
Right, so Gage died. Okay, this is the difference between Pet Sematary 1 and the new one. Okay, so Gage died. They got that right because that was in the book. Actually, you said the book was pretty close to the film, so.
The first
Right,
one.
so I'll run you through the normal, the original Pet
You do
Sematary.
that when I grab a glass of water.
Right, Gage dies. He gets hit by a truck. Okay, because he's trying to get his kite, and they live near this main road. Gage dies. He's only all of 3?
Yeah, he's only a toddler.
The daughter lives, but she's got a cat called Church. The guy who played Frankenstein, was it? No, he didn't play Frankenstein.
No, he's in the Monsters.
Yeah,
He's
he
in the
played
Monsters.
Irma Munster. He tells them about Pet Sematary. This is before Gage dies. He tells them about Pet Sematary, and because they're so eaten up about Gage dying, he decides he's going to try it with Church first. So he buries Church there. Church comes back. Church is aware.
Yeah, because the kids are away at the grandparents and he can't tell Emily her cat's dead.
Yeah, so he brings back Church, but Church is and evil. But
And
he
Emily don't like the way it
buries
smells.
he buries Gage anyway, no, because he's still rotting. He's still dead, but he's undead. He's like a zombie basically, but he's really violent. Anyway, he buries Gage, and Gage comes back, and he kills Irma Munster. Right, then he kills his mum, so he buries his wife. You would think he would learn from the first
Yeah,
one.
because he has to kill off Gage.
Because the daughter goes and stays with their grandparents, and he kills his mum. So he kills Gage, and then he buries her in the pet cemetery, and then she comes back and kills him. So basically, leaving the girl with no family. In the new one, I don't actually know what was going on. Was Church even in it?
Yeah, Church was in it.
Because he had to re-kill Church as well.
I couldn't really work it out. So
That is really confusing.
they were all parading around with masks on because coronavirus. No, they were doing.
It was the Corona film.
They were doing some kind of parade with masks.
It should have said. It should have said a film sponsored by coronavirus.
Well, they were doing this parade with masks on, and there was all sorts of weirdness going on that never happened in the film or the book, the first film.
So confusing.
Yeah.
I couldn't even watch it properly because I was like, what's going on now? Mum was like, I ain't got a clue.
And they have done a remake of The Stand, which is going to be a series.
You said about that 4 times.
Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård's in it. I don't know how they've screwed it up though.
Yeah, well, your other bloke's in it as well, James Marsden, but you don't seem to mention him.
I can't keep forgetting his name.
Superman.
He was Superman in Smallville.
And he's in Hairspray as well.
Yeah, well, they're both in it, and I don't know. And Whoopi Goldberg's in it also, and I don't know if they've screwed it up, but you know they've screwed it up somewhere along the line. You know that.
But okay, the original. All right, I'm going to tell you something. Right, the original it was okay. I don't like Tim Curry as the clown. It scares me. I don't like clowns. Big freaky clown, which is great because on Halloween, what do most people want to be? Because it's easy. Right, I don't like clowns. Don't like them. They scare the crap out of me, especially when they're Tim Curry with the sharp teeth. Okay, no, don't like them. So, I will tell you that It One scared me for that reason, and that thing I told you about Jack with the cushion and pulling it on, not too much. But that was just like sitting there cuddling the cushion, nearly crying. But, okay, so the original one scared me just because of the way Tim Curry looked, and he was really, really good at being Pennywise, which is the clown.
We all float down here.
Then you have the new one. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now they put a part in it that was never in. It was in the book, but it wasn't in the first one. And I can't watch it. It's the gay bashing scene.
It's very graphic. There is a gay bashing scene in it where 2 gay guys get beaten up and one of them gets murdered by
Pennywise.
I
don't even mind the bit where he's got his hand and he's waving with it. That's fine. I can deal with that. It's the bit where they're getting beaten up.
In the book, it's very, very graphic. In fact, I put it on audiobook so I could actually hear that part of it. That was graphic. I think they got them wrong because the portrayal wasn't as it was in the book.
But they were so sweet to each other as well.
But the actual gay bashing scene is very graphic. It is absolutely horrible. It's very difficult to watch.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm glad they put it in because it was part of the book. It was a central part of the book.
But it is hard to watch. I don't like it.
It is very, very
But
hard
what was that deal with Beverly floating? That never happened.
That never happened. Also, Mike Hanlon, no racism intended, but he was the black member of the Losers Club and he was the librarian who stayed behind. Why did they change it to Ben, who was the architect?
Dreamcatcher, you've not read that, have you?
Yes.
Oh, is it close to the... Oh, you said the film was better, didn't you?
I didn't say the film was better.
Yes, you did.
What I actually said was they didn't do it badly, but the actual bit of Duddits, the part with Duddits, I don't want to give out spoilers here, but if you watch the outtakes of the movie, they have got the original death scene, which was in the book, in it. They've tried to change it and make it more dramatic.
It's very, you have to listen though to the names and stuff because there is a lot of references to Pennywise in it.
Yeah, because Pennywise's name was Bob Gray.
Yeah.
And
bear in mind, he's not actually a clown, he's a shapeshifter because at the end he was a spider and he is not actually he is a shapeshifter.
Well, it must be a she because there was eggs.
Yeah, it was a pregnant spider.
And the thing is...
The end. Don't like it. Big, massive spider.
There's a character called Duddits who says, stay away from Mr. Gay. Mr. Gray. Bob Gray.
And so, Mr. Gray actually does turn up in it. That's all I'm going to say. You have
Yeah.
to watch it. But Jason Lee, who is in My Name Is Earl, he's also in The Chipmunks. He's an amazing actor. He's in it as well. And he's funny. He's funny.
And also Morgan Freeman's in it.
Yes, Morgan Freeman is not very nice in it.
No, it's horrible.
And Samuel L. Jackson in it as well.
No.
Oh,
Samuel L. Jackson is in 1408.
That is crap.
That,
No, it was Cell. He was in Cell.
it was in Cell as well.
Oh, was he in 1408? Oh,
yeah.
that is crap. I mean, yeah, it's quite good to see what some of the things...
The thing is, if you've got Samuel L. Jackson saying, don't go in that room because it's an evil room,
You don't go in the
you
room.
won't go in there. But John Cusack, who was also in Cell, went, I'm going in there anyway, and wondered why he had a terrible night.
But there is this love affair, I swear, going on between Stephen King and Stephen Webber. So many films of Stephen King, Stephen Webber's in. He's in the Shining miniseries. I can't think what else he's in,
The
actually.
Shining miniseries, you know, they've got a great little town, which was Nightmares and Dreamscapes. There's a couple of others as well. So,
He's in quite a
Stephen
lot.
Webber. But then again, you could say the same about John Cusack now.
Yeah, he's been in quite a lot as well.
Yeah,
It's a bit like the love affair between Tim Burton and Johnny Depp.
yeah. It was a bromance that's
Yeah,
going on.
big one. But,
But
yeah.
if you
so-
were talking about Stephen King movies that are very close to the book and good because of it, The Green Mile.
I actually like, now I know it's nothing like the book, but I actually like the film Christine because of the car. Just
And the
because of the
music.
car. No, not the mute, the rock and roll music.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the Fixing the Self music.
No, not.
Why? I'm sorry, but why did they do that for when she was fixing herself?
I mean,
Why?
you like the rock and roll.
Yeah, I like the rock and roll because I'm into rock and roll. But there's this. So she's a car and she's possessed by ghosts, and if she finds someone who loves her, it's a bit weird. But if she's got a person who loves her, and treats her,
Tries to restore her
and
and actually spends time and money and lavishes affection on the car.
yeah, she will actually fix herself because she's possessed. And she drives herself and she tries to kill people. But anyway, that's... Everyone's seen Christine, I'm pretty sure, so... But there's this one part where he's in Darnell's and she's been wrecked by... What was their names?
Buddy Repperton,
And his little...
Moochie Welch,
friends.
and
His
Sandy
little,
Gauntlet.
his little gang of plebs, right? So they've all messed up. Someone's taken a crap on the dashboard. They're smashed in the stereo. It's not very nice. And he was like, how the hell am I going to fix this? It's going to take me ages. He starts to fix her and she's like, okay, I'm going to do something for you. And they play this really strange saxophone sexy music.
And
she fixes herself. Why in the hell did they choose that music?
But in all
You could have had
honesty,
any sort of rock and roll tune to do that, but no.
Christine was not a good take on the film.
No, but the car was nice.
The thing is,
It is quite a good film.
if you're looking for good films that are close to the book that they've done, there is the Shining mini-series, not the movie. The movie was absolutely drivel. But the Shining, the mini-series, that's got Rebecca De Mornay in it, it's got Stephen Webber in it, is really good.
As standalone films, though, you just say Christine was a good one.
Okay. If you've never read the book and you've never heard of it before, then it's okay. Also, because I get annoyed when they knock characters out for no apparent reason, which I did there. There was another couple.
It's very, very. If you read the book,
The Green Mile,
it's very, very, very like involved.
The
And-
Stand, the
Mum,
mini-series.
wait a minute. Obviously, the film isn't as involved because you haven't got what they're thinking or anything like that. So the book is more involved, but the film is okay as a standalone. If you never read the book, then it's
If
okay.
you've never read the book and you don't know anything about them, then I suppose most of the movies are okay. But Cujo, the end of Cujo, Todd died. Tad, no, say Todd or Tad. He dies. He doesn't die in the film. Oh no, they bring him back to life.
I don't like Cujo.
It's as bad as True Blood, the series. That was awful. It was unwatchable. The first season was okay until the end. And at the end of it, what's his name? I can't remember his name. The gay cook in Merlot's is the dead body in the car. Well, in True Blood, he lived right through to the end of it.
It's not just that. That's not the only reason that annoyed you, was it?
No, it was like a softcore. It was like a softcore series. I mean, yes, there was one sex scene per book, and Jason was supposed to be a bit of a slut, but they made it so as there was a sex scene every 5 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind seeing Alexander Skarsgård almost naked, but it was just sex, and more sex. I mean, where did the vampires come into it? Not very heavily. They weren't featured that heavy at all. They were just banging everything inside.
And it was about vampires.
Yeah. Well, they were there. Most of them had teeth, but most of them were banging everything inside. I'm sorry, but a vampire's main motivation is not sex. A vampire's main motivation is to feed.
They will use sex as a tool, but they very generally don't go through with it.
And then they put this revolting woman in it that was supposed to have been Bill turned this girl into a vampire. That never happened.
Right, okay, so a vampire, they will get someone, lead them on. This is where Innocent Blood got it right, because she didn't want to do anything at first, did she? She just wanted to feed. Right, but then she did.
You know, she wanted her love, didn't she? She wanted a lover as well, because her lover...
Yeah, but she mainly wanted to feed. She only had the nookie once.
Yeah, the feeding was my motivation.
Okay, so what they will do is they will use sex as a tool, as in they will almost go through with it, but they don't because they're too busy eating. That's what they do. They use sex as a tool to get food.
Mac person.
That's not... They don't see you as, whoa, look at that. No, they see you as
a burger on legs, let's face it. And the thing is, occasionally a vampire will give in to another urge because there are different kinds of hunger, we all know this. And occasionally a vampire will go, oh, yeah, I think I like a bit of nookie. And he will, and then he'll eat you. So, I mean, it adds an whole new meaning to eating French.
I would say, if there was a vampire that I like the look of, I'd be like, okay, but don't eat me, turn me. I'd let him have a nibble, but I want to be turned.
The thing is, it's just... True Blood got it completely wrong, and they were killing off people who weren't dead in it. They were putting people in it who didn't exist in the books. And I mean, there was a lot of people in the True Blood universe. I know I read all the books, and they weren't called True Blood, they were called Stackhouse Vampires.
But even in the Marvel universe, we will be sitting there watching a Marvel film, we'll be really into it, and Marvel go, they got that wrong. I don't care if I'm enjoying it.
Now, I will say this. I don't know if anyone out there listens to audiobooks. I think they might do occasionally. There is one I'm listening to at the moment. It's called Watchers. And it was a book by Dean R. Koontz. Now, I read it, and it was brilliant. I could not put that book down. I was sitting there 3 days like... Because my eyesight is so bad, I listen to them on audiobook now. And I'm listening to Watchers, and it is as good as I remembered. But there is a film called Watchers, and it's supposed to be that story, and Corey Haim is in it. Shows you how old it is. Corey Haim's in it, and it is the biggest load of rubbish I've ever seen. So if you see a film called Watchers, don't bother with it, but listen to the audiobook.
There is one film. Well, there's a few, okay, honestly, but there is one film that is known throughout the Gothic scene, and it is a Gothic film, and that is The Crow. It isn't exactly a horror film. It is a bit gory. It's quite violent. But the reason it is so big in the goth scene is because one, Brandon Lee's in it, and two, he looks goth as hell. If you have not seen The Crow, you need to watch The Crow. It is amazing, and Brandon Lee looks in it.
And it was the last film we made, so that's why it's iconic.
He has long hair. He has his face done like a... It's not a clown,
Well, it is your it's if you know the difference between clowns and Augusts, nearly everyone knows what a Perrier clown is, right? Which is actually that was the first clowns.
The ones who have one teardrop.
The August was the funny one with a big nose and everything. That wasn't an August, and the clown was actually the Perrier. And it's more like a Perrier mask than...
It's not a mask, it's actually makeup.
Yeah,
He's got a white face.
It's
He
taken
has
from the mask he had on the side.
black lipstick. He's got black eye makeup and he's got little crosses. That's how his makeup is done, right? He looks... I have a thing for Brandon Lee. And his hair's down to about here. And it's curls. And
then you've got the original painting.
No, I look at that lot.
So, yes, that is very good. But do not bother with The Crow, the City of Angels.
Don't bother with any of the other ones. Just watch the original one.
I don't know, some of them got a standalone films, but they tried to tie The Crow, the City of Angels into The Crow 1. And it didn't work. I know Ian Jury's in it. And he's iconic. And he's also dead now. But it's don't bother with that one.
There is another one. There is another Gothic film, and that is The Lost Boys. That came out in 1987.
I know.
That is a good film. That is another goth film.
That's got Corey Feldman, Jason Patrick, and I can't remember her name, but she plays the mum in Edward Scissorhands, and she always plays like a mum.
Yeah, apart from in Seventh Kingdom when she was a bit of a nasty person. Which is unusual for her because she usually plays her mum.
Kiefer Sutherland's in it and the bloke who's in Bill and Ted.
Yes. And that is very, very gory. I love it. But that's about vampires as well. And I tell you what, Kiefer Sutherland actually makes a pretty decent vampire.
But we also saw the more recent one where they jump out of a plane.
That's not cool.
They jump out of a plane with stiletto heels on. Now, if that was reality, when they jumped out of a plane with stiletto heels on, the stiletto would have exploded and shattered on impact.
Okay, so in The Lost Boys, there is one sex scene, and it's not a very sexy sex scene. No, but in the other one, they had to put a sex scene in it and show more than they should have done.
Of course they did.
Why? Leave it as it is. It's a good film.
Don't sell them sex scenes.
They do.
Now.
They do. I have watched so many films that are really good that don't have sex in them. That one earlier on, I didn't have no sex in it. That was really good. Blumhouse tend to not stick sex in their films.
You always have to stick sex in there.
That one earlier had no sex in it, and that was epic. But actually, both of them didn't have sex. Well, yeah, no, actually, the second one did have. For 2 seconds.
Yeah, but...
My sister's bloke.
Yeah, but the other two didn't. I mean, The Lie didn't.
No, The Evil Eye as well didn't. And The Evil Eye was really good. There is many films out there that have no sex in them that are really good. And leave it like that. You don't have to have sex in a film to make it good. I mean, Fantasy Island doesn't have any sex in it, does it?
Well, there's the models.
The models?
The models.
Oh, yeah, but they didn't actually do anything.
No, but they were there.
And I think The Invisible Man, no, because she was going insane. So there was no sex in that either. You don't need it. You don't.
You don't need a sex scene to make a good movie, but they usually chuck it in there just so they... Sex sells, yeah, it does, but you can have a really good film without it.
The Boy didn't have any sex in it.
No.
The Boy 2 didn't have any sex in it.
You don't need a sex scene to make a film good. The Green Mile. Yes, it did have a sex scene in it, but that was just Tom Hanks and his missus, and it was just said, we haven't done it 3 times in a night since we were 19. That is it. You just see his back going up and down, and that's it. There's no bits being touched or...
There is in Christine. At the movies.
Yeah, but it's fully clothed.
Yeah, I know, but there's still bits being touched, isn't there?
Well, she just grabs his...
And he's grabbing her bubbly.
But, I mean, it's fully clothed. It's not that.
Well, it is, but she's got a very, very wet shirt on.
Yeah, but nowadays they'd be half naked with legs hanging out and everything. No.
You don't need it.
You don't.
I mean, like, The Lost Boys It's a really, really good film. Okay, The Crow. There's not really any sex in that. I mean, you've got Darlene, who's
Getting ready.
yeah.
She doesn't.
But there isn't. You've got the thing with the bum. With the I like the pretty lads, but she's not actually doing anything. You see her bum.
And there is that attack on Shelley, but you don't see anything.
No, and at one point Brandon Lee is. I don't even know how that works with what he's doing, but you know they're apparently. But you don't see anything, and you can guess what's going on, but you don't actually.
You don't have to. I really hate it when they can't think what to write or put into the next scene, so they just stick a sex scene in it. That's like us when we've got no content. You don't see us grabbing a cat and going, yeah. No, it doesn't happen.
That would be so wrong. We're usually cuddling the cats, but you know.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
Well, it just tells me that the script writers can't think of anything else to put in, so they stick in the sex scene.
You don't see, apart from like Bad Santa, you don't see like the good Christmas films where they're all having a bonk, do you? No. You know, you don't see Kevin going, I'm going to have a bonk, do you? No.
No, because when he's married, when he grows up and he gets married, he's going to live alone.
They don't need to put sex in it. I mean, Elf, there's no sex in that, and he was a fully grown man, you know.
Christmas films are usually for kids anyway, but why is it in a Christmas film they always end up getting together, and it's always the bloke she wants?
Okay, I can get it, right? Films, what I think they should include is stuff for adults. Swearing, don't care. You can have a drink and a smoke if you want, but why stick all the sex in it? There is no reason for it. Like I said, I've seen many a good film with no sex in it. Stay Alive has no sex in it.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Silence hasn't got any sex in it. Ghost Ship, I watched that earlier. That's got no sex in it. Oh, why? I asked Mark this question earlier. Metal music goes so well with like horror films.
Because most horror films, people who watch horror films are usually metal fans as well.
Mudvayne, Not Falling, and the other one, My Little Box. I love that song.
I hate that one.
I love it. Them two songs go so well with that film. I mean, the Italian music not so much, but you know.
Mudvayne Not Falling is fantastic.
I love it.
My Little Box, I am not that keen on.
You didn't mind it though. It was better than her singing in Italian.
It's a melody now.
And then she goes on about money. She goes, I have no money, money. She does.
Does she?
Yeah, she does. I don't know what that means.
I must admit that from the moment I heard I was hooked.
That was on the extras. They're telling the stories of all the people in it, and her name is Francesca, and she's an Italian singer, and she's like the boat's entertainment, right? And
she's like the Jane McDonald.
She gets a hook through there, and the first thing she says, I must admit at first I was hooked. Yeah, you was. She's literally swinging and she's got a hook stuck in there. It's amazing. I love it.
But,
and at the beginning, the gore. The gore.
Yeah, in the first 2 seconds of the film, there's gore. That's why she likes it.
They get slashed in half.
It says Ghost Ship, and it's written in pink, and it looks like it's the Love Boat or something. And you've got her going, yeah,
because when we first bought it, my mum would put it on, and she's like, "Did I buy the wrong film?" I went, "Give it a chance." She went, "This is Ghost Ship, but this is not what I bought." I went, "Wait."
I thought it was like the Love Boat or something, and then.
She was like all the singing and the dancing, and she was just like. She pulled the most amazing face.
Oh,
I paid for this.
What the?
And it's the whole thing. Like at the beginning scene, you've got her singing and telling people to get up and dance. You've got like, you know, this little girl Katie who's sitting there, and she's got this little thing that you've got letters and you twist them around and make up letters.
Flabbergasted I was because I thought I'd got the wrong film.
And then it's sort of like you see this hand switch up, and this wire just slashes through him.
She's like, tell everyone the plot.
That's not the plot. That's the beginning bit, and she's just like.
Now I like
it. She's just like, I've never seen so much death at the beginning of a film in my life.
No, the bloke standing there and the wine glass gets the bottom cut off, and then you see his trousers fall down.
Yeah, because they're
And
all
then
like, you don't know
slides
what's...
off in
You
half.
don't really know what's happened at first because they're all still standing there. And you're like, okay. And the wire's got like a load of blood and guts on it. And you're like...
And you can
but...
see blood seeping from various parts.
Well, no, not at first you can't. It's not until you see that guy's leg and you see the blood coming out. But it's like, okay, so like, what? They're not dead? And then you see like all this blood and then all these bodies start falling and like, oh. And there's this woman and she's got like, her legs are next to her. And she's trying to pull her legs back to her. It's disgusting. But I like it. Well, there's this guy and he's smoking a cigarette. And you see his hand. And his hand's still attached to his arm. But his waist isn't attached to his legs anymore. It's really good. And then you think it's all over.
Well, worth watching, but don't let the kiddies see.
And Katie looks up and the captain's head slides off and you see his brain. But that isn't the plot. That's just the beginning bit.
Well worth a watch, but don't let the kiddies watch it.
No. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. And I was sitting there and I was a bit like, Mum, this is a horror film? And it's really not. And then I saw that and I went, yeah, okay.
But I've noticed that Roger Zemeckis and Joel Silver.
They used to bring out a Halloween film every year, but they've stopped doing it now.
Oh, why?
I don't know. They stopped doing it ages ago. I think Dead Silence was the last one.
I know. I'm sad.
But that was Dark. They used to go through a company called Dark Castle. Actually, I don't think Dead Silence was one of theirs. But anyway, there is one sort of film I don't like though, and that is what everyone's doing. Actually, there's two sort of films I don't like. I don't like Possession, which is like ghost films and stuff, spirit films. They annoy me because, like, Paranormal Activity, you can't stand that either, can you?
Paranormal Activity. The first one is okay, but then it got really silly.
There is one film that I will watch which is actually ghosts, and that is Amityville Haunting, because that is pretty good and you actually see the ghosts and what they do. Where they go, the basement.
Well, if you saw Ghost House, you'd like that.
I like it when you can actually see things going on. Paranormal Activity, there's just like a lot of floaty stuff. No.
Paranormal Activity, yeah, but the thing is, I don't like found footage. I do not like those
That's the other one I don't like.
I don't like those films that are done through a computer.
Or the ones where you have to, like, it's not found footage, but like they're doing it for a camera.
Yeah, like the video ones.
Yeah, because found footage is where you find it and they've done it on a camera, but it's not them, you know. But I'm on about the ones that are done through a camera.
I know it's a cheaper way to do a film, but it is really annoying.
It's not good for the viewer. And also, if you've got something coming up behind you, they're looking forward. You don't know what that is. You can't see it.
Well, the Blair Witch Project done it, and that worked out pretty well in their favour because it had never been done before. Now, because it's cheaper, everyone's doing it.
I don't like it. It takes away something because you've got something coming up behind you, right? Imagine it was alien. You've got a face hugger on your face. You can't see it. You're looking forward. They don't know what the face hugger is. All you can see is its tail waggling around. You're like, what the hell is that?
Found footage. Just imagine if it was the runner in that trailer. All you'd see is what's going on in front of him, which is nothing. All the action's happening behind him because it's shown in third person. You're watching him run. You can see what's going on behind him.
If it was in the first person, you'd just be like, he's running. You wouldn't even see him turn into a zombie. You'd just see like his vision change like that, and they'd be like, okay, he's turned his head.
So yeah, I mean that I don't like found footage. I don't like those that are done through a camera on a computer because that really annoys me. Because sometimes you've got the text coming up, I can't see. I don't know what it's saying. I'm going to what's they saying? What's it saying? What's it saying? It's just getting annoyed.
Truth or Dare is a good film, and that was Blumhouse. There you go. There's another one. And I don't think that's got any sex in it either, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Tiny sex scene, but there's not much happening.
Who?
Oh, what's her face?
Oh, the bird I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in Fantasy Island as well. I don't like her. But yeah, that there's one tiny sex scene in that, but it's good. I like Truth or Dare. That's a good film.
The Hunt.
Huh?
The Hunt.
Oh, The Hunt. Yeah, that was good. There's no sex in that either. That's also Blumhouse. Huh.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know, actually. Take that back. I'm not sure. I think it might be. I'm not sure. I think it
No,
is.
Fantasy Islands is fictional because it's called Blumhouse's Fantasy
I'm
Island.
pretty sure it is Blumhouse.
Not to be confused with Dublin.
Because that's going to really, like, I swear at the cinema they thought I was the biggest Blumhouse's fan. Because I believe all three of the films that I saw after The Boy 2 were Blumhouse, which was The Hunt, The Invisible Man, and Fantasy Island. They're probably like, Jesus, she's a big Blumhouse fan.
We are.
I like Blumhouse. It is good. But when I was watching the first Blumhouse film we ever saw, I can't remember what it was, but Mum went, no, this is a creepy little girl.
I thought it was part of the film.
And I was like, no, Mum, this film's not about possession. What is that? And it was just like, oh, Blumhouse. Okay.
Well, on PlayStation Home, you had the Cutteridge Estate, and that had furniture flying all over the place. And I said, it's like the Cutteridge Estate, and there's Jessie Mills.
I have got I've got PlayStation 4, and you've got Nebula on there, and my mum bought me the Cutteridge Estate again.
Because I'm not.
It's not as scary as the one on the PS3, but there's this ball, and you hear a child laughing,
And the crying woman.
and oh, she freaks me out.
And the figure running past the window.
That scared the crap out of me. Yeah, you got some things going on. The crying woman actually scared me because I was walking around outside. Now, I don't like doing that anyway, and I had some friends with me, and I was like, walk with me. So I don't like doing this, aren't I? Walk with me. So they were walking around the house with me, and there's this woman on a bench crying. I was like, holy crap. And my mate went and sat next to her. I was like, move, you idiot! And then she disappeared. If you go too close to her, she'll disappear.
Yeah, but,
And that thing, the green misty stuff.
gone.
Yeah. It's freaky. It's freaky. Some weird stuff that goes on in that house.
Actually, we'll have to go on. I'll have to go on now Halloween and see if anything's happening.
Probably not.
Well, you never know.
So,
yeah. But, I mean, if you know of any good horror films, please comment and let me know.
But yeah, there is. Don't listen to people when they say you must have a sex scene in a film. You don't.
I know, but people believe that you have to, but I don't agree with that.
No.
I mean, look at Alone in the Dark.
7 seconds sex scene.
7 seconds away.
I mean, yeah, we all like a bit of this sex, but you don't need to see it.
Done.
Well, you're not normal. You know, if you're over the age of 18, I'm going to say 18 because Americans, you know, if you're over the age of 18, it's good to have a bit of sex. Yes, but only if you're over the age of consent, then it is. If you're not, then it's not. Just a warning there. But, you know, you don't want to watch it, do you? As my mum says, what is it you say?
It's not a spectator sport. It's all right doing it, but you don't want to watch other people doing it. Like darts.
Or bowling.
Or snooker. Or bowling. You know, it's all right when you're actually doing it, but it's not fun watching everyone else do it. So, I don't think that you should have a sex scene in every bloody movie or every series or whatever.
No.
Because that is just silly.
Yeah.
And it gets gratuitous in the end, and you're desensitised to it, so... just... Violence, yeah.
Yeah, it's all good and well. You've got people having their heads sliced off, you've got people getting cut in half.
And then someone...
It's all fun and games until you get something in your foot. Then,
they step on Lego.
Then the show's over, then it's like...
Yeah, that's game over then, it's like...
what the hell?
We can't handle that.
Like, okay, you get your head knocked off, you know, you get bashed about with the head, you got dents in your head, you got your brain hanging out. Fine. And then you step on a nail.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
Or you stumble on some glass.
What was that film we watched? It was an horror film and it was pretty horrible. But the worst thing for us was when he cut his foot on that shell in the sea.
I don't know.
It was a film we watched. It was horrible.
But there's another thing that hurts as well. Knees. You get glass in your knees. Oh. It's like that film we watched, The Pledge, and they made them kneel on bottle tops.
And put their elbows on.
Yeah, no. Well, it's not as bad as the foot, but I'd say it's second. second to the foot. Because earlier on I was coming down the stairs and I smacked my elbow off of, we've got like, on our stairs we've got the stairs and then we've got the hallway, and on the hallway we've got like this banister. And I was coming down the stairs and I was in quite a good mood, you know, I'd been asleep for a little while. No, I hadn't been asleep at that point, had I? I'd come to see Andy Boy and you. And I smacked my elbow so hard on the wall.
I heard the thump upstairs and I was like, what's wrong?
And
But,
all you heard was, ow!
one of my favourite movies is Die Hard. And he pulls glass out of his foot. I mean, he's getting beaten up left, right and centre. And that's fine. You know, he's shooting terrorists.
Nothing.
Fine. But then he gets glass in his foot.
Game over. So, yeah, you know, you can do anything. You can cut your heads off. You can whack your elbow on a piece of wood that agonising. And then you've got the 2 stages of getting glass in your knee. And then you've got the second stage of getting glass in your foot. If it's knee and foot, then you know you're screwed. No.
Yeah. Or when they drop something on their toe and you actually feel it.
Or stub their toe. That's another one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, it can be the worst horror film. They've got their eyes gouged out, fingers cut off, you know, head hanging off, and then they get something in their foot. And that's,
Or they stub their toe.
Yeah.
Because it's all to do with the feet, you see.
Yeah.
You cannot defeat the feet.
I mean, we can watch them have their feet cut off, like Saw and that, but don't get anything
Yeah,
in
we
your foot.
were watching them cut their foot. I was like, yeah, that's alright.
Yeah.
I quite like the Saw films because with me and Hostel, because the gorier it is, the better. But Hostel went with the sex thing, didn't they, as well?
Well, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I like Eli Roth. But he does stick a lot of sex in his films, like Cabin Fever. And then what the hell happened with the new Cabin Fever? What was that?
I don't know.
That wasn't even right. Okay, so the blonde one, right? If you've seen Cabin Fever, the blonde one is the one who drinks the water. She's the one who gets the infection. No. In the other one, the brunette is the one who gets the infection. I'm so confused. I was like, what? No. And who were them people?
I don't know. I don't know what was happening with the second Cabin Fever and why did they make it so close to the first one. I mean, could I understand if there was a gap of like 10 or 20 years, but it wasn't. And another thing with Cabin Fever, the first one, why did they linger on her bum for so long?
They do that in Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. The new one. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they linger on the bum as well.
Why?
I don't know. But look at the good old films. Okay, so you've got Friday the 13th. Now, there is sex in that one. There is a lot of sex in Friday the 13th. That's how Jason Voorhees died. But it's in with the story. It's not just in there because there's stick some sex in there. That it is actually part of the story. That part is, but they do stick unnecessary sex scenes in that as well. Don't do it.
Yeah, but if you look, the first Friday the 13th, look at when that come out.
The 70s.
Yeah. So, okay, they didn't say, stick a sex scene in there, just fun. And then you watch it as it gets to the 80s, and that's when it starts going really downhill, and there's sex scenes all over.
And I'm sorry, but Halloween. 2 minutes to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Now, that was the second one, and they lost the plot, and then picked it up again.
Right, Michael Myers was a kid.
Everyone will tell you that was a big mistake.
He had who was that guy? William Shatner mask. He was a kid. Killed his sister. Because she'd just had a bit of the other. As usual. Then Season of the Witch came out. Now, okay, first one, he had killed his sister. Right, yeah? Killed his sister. He wasn't even in the second one.
No one was in that one.
Michael Myers at all.
I don't even think Donald Pleasance was in that.
Just masks. Okay.
And robots.
One scene that was pretty cool with the mask, and that was this kid's got a pumpkin mask on, and then the pumpkin goes rotten while he's wearing the mask, and all these snakes and yuck falls out. And that bit is really good.
I thought that was the woman picking the badge off it.
No, I think that was... Anyway, so... That was the only good bit in that whole film. It lost its own plot. And then in number 3, it picked it up again. Then it went to Halloween H2O, and it turns out that Jamie Lee Curtis is his sister. No, she wasn't. No, she was a babysitter.
Well, she might have been Michael Myers' illegitimate sister. But then again, it was supposed to be years on. And the story was that she was the baby sister. That the older sister was supposed to be looking after her. She's supposed to have been babysitting her and Michael.
But she weren't.
I don't remember a baby sister even being mentioned in the first Halloween.
No.
And then she was the babysitter. And when Michael Myers got out of the mental hospital, he came looking for her. But my question is, if you've been institutionalised for that long, how good you drive?
And then you've got the good old Nightmare on Elm Street.
Johnny Depp. Sex scenes in that.
I know. And they're unnecessary as well.
But Johnny Depp wanted someone that could get him.
It's about, okay, there's a guy, and he works in a school. He's a caretaker, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but he's also a paedophile.
Wait a minute, I'm getting to that. He's a caretaker in a school, and he was also a paedophile. She just blurted out, "Don't leave the magnets alone." And the parents have got a vendetta against him, so they put him in the boiler room and they burn him.
Because he killed kids.
Yeah, he used to. Yeah, and then kill them. And the parents got wind of, because obviously the kids had told them, the ones that survived. There wasn't many, but the ones that survived. One of them escaped or something and told the parents what had happened.
There was pictures, weren't there? Kids had drawn pictures,
Yeah.
and they found photographs.
And they got wind of it and they went and burnt him in the boiler room and killed him. And I actually felt quite sorry for him at first, until you find out why they done it. And I was like, dirty git. So I did feel sorry for him in the beginning, but and then he enters your dreams and kills you, and if he kills you in your dream, you're screwed. Can you get me one, please? I don't know, let me check quickly. Well, I've got like that much left. Yeah, so if he kills you in your dreams, he kills you for real. Now that was an original concept when he came up with it, wasn't it?
Mm.
But then it kind of went downhill a bit. Then you have Child's Play as well.
Oh, that's been done to death. But the new one...
The original Child's Play. There was no sex in it. It was about a dolly called Chucky. Well, he wasn't called Chucky, he was called Biddy, I think, at first. Or was he called Chucky? I don't know. No, he wasn't Chucky, was he?
No.
It was something else, anyway. And, thank you. He got this murderer called Charles Lee Ray you know the story, put his soul in the doll, and then he started turning into the doll.
Voodoo doll.
And okay, so
Dumbledore.
I wait
Give me
to
the
wait,
power, I
Dumbledore.
beg
Give
of
me
you.
the power, I beg of you. Why do I know that so well? Anyway, that was the chant that you had to do when you were trying to transform your body from your body from the body that you had your soul in into another one. He wanted Andy's soul because he was Andy's doll. And then he just gave up on Andy and tried to go for someone else, and then Andy reappeared. Mind blown. But then they done the new one. I even like Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky. I'll watch them. Anything, because they've got Brad Dourif. There's another two magpies. Well, hey, they got Brad Dourif in.
Kaylee loves Brad Dourif. We watched Urban Legend, and I went, that's Brad Dourif. She just go, it wasn't in it. And then we realised afterwards that it was actually Brad Dourif. I was right.
Yeah.
But it was also in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. I love Brad Dourif. He is amazing.
But
He is
Brad
funny.
Dourif's daughter can also do the laugh as well.
It's freaky. And we was just saying, could you imagine it? She says,
I'm
oh,
having a sleepover, Dad.
yeah. No. He'd
And
make
he
the teddy
comes
bears
and he goes,
talk or something.
Hey, let's play a game. I'd be like,
I'm just going home now.
Mummy.
Yeah.
I'll call her for you now.
But them, the original ones of those, they don't have any sex scenes in them either. Because the first one, he is... there's another magpie. Bloody hell.
It's mating season for magpies.
No, it's not. It's good luck for me. I like this. Anyway, so what happened was, in number one, there was no sex because it was him getting the doll. Number two, he had been adopted by this family, and he was trying to get him into trouble, and his sister, that wasn't his real sister, was helping him out. Number 3 is in military camp, so there's no sex in that one.
There's one bit that film I can't really
Oh, the bit with the eyes. Yeah, he's trying to fix the machine, and Chucky is obviously there, and he's like, yeah, I'll get you. And he's like that on the machine, and then all of a sudden he goes, ah! And his eyes.
Good guy, doll eyes.
In his eyes. Oh, I love it. Imagine that.
You're really gory, man.
I am really great. I love, if there's a film and it's gore, I'll watch it. I do like other films, more modern films, like Urban Legend. I like them, because it's like, I have a thing about urban legends anyway.
They're sexy.
Is that?
That pretend god.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but she gets killed and it's funny. Because she thinks she's, and she's not, and she, yeah. But, I like urban legends, and obviously the film is about urban legends, so I like that too.
That's why it's called Urban Legend.
I know. Horror films. Just give me some horror films that I can watch before I go away, or ones that I can watch when I come back.
The ones that I can watch when she's away.
Let us know, because it's interesting for me as well, because I can watch them before I go or when I come back, and yeah, just horror films, gory films. Give me some gory films that I can watch.
Do you think my neck looks thinner?
Yes, it does. Mine doesn't.
I'll have to watch your first toilet bonds, then.
My hair looks better though. Hey. But anyway, so yeah, we want some suggestions from you.
Yeah, we need you to put some input in.
And then we can review the films that you've given us to watch.
Yeah.
And tell you if they're good or not.
Yeah.
What we think. Obviously, if you're giving them to us,
obviously what we think is irrelevant to what you think. You know,
no, there's no sun today. I'm not supernova.
It's just our humble opinion. I mean, you can say, yeah, this horror film is really good. It's called, I don't know, Killer on the Loose. And we'll be like, what was scary about it?
I mean, you might think that Halloween is the best horror film ever. I don't really rate it. I'm more of like, you know, the older ones like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play. I'm sort of them sort of films. Not really Michael Myers, because he annoys me a bit.
But if it's got torture in it,
I can watch torture, she can't. Especially when they're pulling out fingernails and such. And poking you in the foot with a needle. I've never actually seen a film that's done that, but you know, you never know.
Criminal Minds, they whacked him across the feet.
They whacked him across... Misery, they whacked him across the feet.
No, that was with a hammer. This was with like a lump of wood, and it was painful because it's on the soles of the feet, but it wasn't actually smashing them.
But anyway, yeah, so if you know of a film where they're poking you up the foot with a needle, let us know, because I'll make her watch it.
But I can't watch torture.
They should do that, actually. Do like a torture film and just focus on the feet.
No, not Punisher. I can't watch.
And History X.
American History X.
American History X.
Yeah, I can't watch that either.
And we watched this one about school bullies as well, where they torture this kid.
Yeah, I cannot watch. And there's that other one, that film that you watched, that torture one. I couldn't watch.
I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, but in Saw they kind of torture you a bit.
Yeah, but it's not like you're not tied to a chair with people doing horrible things to you.
No, he wants to play a game.
Yeah.
But then again, they kind of deserve it. It's all people that are deserving of death.
I don't think anyone deserves death.
They're bad people.
There's usually a reason why they did it. This is why I watch serial killers. There's usually some twisted, warped reason as to why they do it.
Yeah, but he gives them a chance to get out.
Yeah, but Amanda doesn't, does she?
She wants to stay. She's stupid. I can't stand Amanda. I've got a friend called Amanda and I love her, but I can't stand Amanda from the Saw. No, she does my head in. She's like...
But yeah, I
slap her on the face.
can't watch torture. I can watch most disgusting.
That was quite violent the way I did that.
Yeah. most disturbing things I can watch, but I can't watch torture. Oh, what about them when you're at the traffic lights and then people commenting on your hair?
Oh yeah, that was weird. I was coming back from the laundrette earlier. Oh, my hair is sticking to me. And this person in the car
3 people.
3 people in a car stopped their car to ask me about my hair. They said, "What did your hair dye?" Well, I don't have time to stand there and go, "Well, you have to bleach it first. If the bleach doesn't watch me video. Don't ask me how I do my hair."
Well, they obviously don't know we do videos because we didn't have T-shirts on saying "Watch Tales from the Toilet Bowl," didn't we?
But Michelle did say if we get one, she'll do it for us. She will promote us.
On Instagram.
On
with
Instagram.
A T-shirt saying "Tales from the Toilet Bowl."
And probably Facebook as well, so keep an eye out for Michelle.
If we ever get the T-shirt.
We haven't done it yet.
I want to get a plain white T-shirt and I'll decorate it.
There you go, Michelle, be warned.
With a picture of a toilet and I can't draw, so you don't know what you're going to end up with.
Probably just like a bowl of water or something. But yeah, just be warned, Michelle. She's
And then grown.
Poe. She liked that cake I showed her on Facebook. It was like an open book. It's cake. And it's got a jelly heart and it beats.
Yeah, it's obviously the Telltale Heart. By
Obviously.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a beating jelly heart. And apparently goths are going mad for it, so.
It sounds pretty cool though.
It does. How can you get a jelly heart to beat?
Well, it's probably not jelly, it's probably like silicone. You've got a bowl that you squeeze.
No, it is actually made out of jelly. But I think it's got something inside
You
it.
can eat it.
Yes.
Oh no, that's not a good thing.
You don't want to eat the heart.
No, because you want to gross people out and say, "Look at my book." You know,
It's a cake!
Well, it's still.
You're going to look at my book and it melt all over your hands. You're like, "That's my book."
I'd eat it.
Michelle wants to eat it. She loves it.
Just likes cake. She probably cake porn anyway, Michelle.
Cheese with me.
You have cheese porn, she has cake porn.
You have.
Just food in general.
She just loves food. She's a right foodie, she is. Food.
There are some things I want to eat.
See?
Garlic porn.
And I can't make any yum yum chicken because we've got no garlic. Can I do it with garlic powder, do you reckon? She's just saying that because she wants yum yum chicken. This is ridiculous. No, let's see what I get. Stir fry.
Nothing.
See? She doesn't. She's saying that. She just wants yum yum chicken.
Actually, I do love this tell her every day. Just
Anyway.
in case she forgets.
This has overrun quite a bit by 12 minutes because we usually do an hour and it's like an hour and 12
But
minutes.
we got on the subject of our film, isn't it?
Yes, and I'm going to probably do something to eat and then do our exercises because we've got to do our exercises today because we didn't do these today. And yeah, and I need to lose like some more weight before the end of this. There's another magpie before the end of this week's up.
Please, everyone.
I've lost count now.
So, please, everyone, be kind and considerate. And we shall see you tomorrow on Towels.
From the toilet bowl.
Bye.
Bye.